necklace of stories. The warm Kenyan sun painted Amani's face a gentle gold as she stepped off the small plane. The air smelled of red dust and sweet acacia blossoms, a smell so different from her home in the city. She squeezed her mother's hand, a little nervous, but mostly excited. This was her first time visiting her grandmother, Mama Zawadi, who lived in a small Maasai village nestled near the vast, whispering savanna. Mama Zawadi's smile was as wide and welcoming as the African sky. Her face was a roadmap of wrinkles, each one telling a silent story of wisdom and laughter. She wore bright, colorful clothes and layers of beaded necklaces that jingled softly as she hugged Amani tight. "Karibu, Amani. Welcome, my little hummingbird," she said, her voice a warm rumble. Amani loved drawing. Back home, her room was filled with sketches of fantastical creatures and colorful landscapes. She carried her sketchbook everywhere, always ready to capture the world around her. But here, surrounded by the immensity of the savanna and the vibrant culture of her grandmother's village, she felt a strange creative block. The colors were too intense, the shapes too unfamiliar. She opened her sketchbook, but the page remained stubbornly blank. The village was a kaleidoscope of activity. Women, adorned in beaded jewelry, chatted as they tended to their homes. Children chased each other, their laughter echoing through the air. Warriors, tall and proud, watched over the community, their spears glinting in the sun. Amani felt a pang of shyness. She longed to join in, to capture the essence of this vibrant place in her drawings, but she didn't know where to start. One afternoon, Amani sat beside Mama Zawadi as she worked on a beautiful beaded necklace. The beads were tiny and colorful: red, blue, green, yellow, each one carefully chosen and strung onto a leather cord. Mama Zawadi's fingers moved with incredible speed and precision, creating intricate patterns. Amani watched, mesmerized. "What are you making, Mama?" Amani asked, her voice barely a whisper. "I am telling a story, my child," Mama Zawadi replied, her eyes twinkling. "Each color, each pattern, has a meaning. This necklace tells the story of our family, our history, our dreams." Amani was intrigued. She had never thought of beads as a way to tell stories. Mama Zawadi explained that red represented courage, blue symbolized the sky and rain, green stood for the land and growth, and yellow signified the sun and fertility. The patterns, too, held special meaning, passed down through generations. "Would you like to learn, Amani?" Mama Zawadi asked, offering Amani a handful of colorful beads and a needle. Amani's heart fluttered with excitement. She eagerly accepted the beads and the needle, ready to embark on this new creative journey. But as she tried to thread the tiny beads onto the needle, her fingers fumbled and clumsy. The needle slipped, pricking her finger. The beads scattered across the ground, a colorful mess at her feet. Frustration welled up inside her. She wanted to create something beautiful, something meaningful, but she felt clumsy and inept. Tears welled in her eyes. "I can't do it, Mama," she said, her voice thick with disappointment. "I'm not good at this." Mama Zawadi gently took Amani's hand. "Patience, Amani," she said, her voice soft and reassuring. "Creativity takes time. It is like planting a seed. You must nurture it with patience and care, and eventually it will blossom." She showed Amani how to hold the needle properly, how to thread the beads with a steady hand. She taught her simple patterns, explaining the meaning behind each one. Amani listened carefully, her initial frustration slowly giving way to a sense of calm focus. Slowly, painstakingly, Amani began to create her own beaded bracelet. It was far from perfect. The stitches were uneven, the colors a little haphazard. But as she worked, she began to feel a connection to the beads, to the story she was trying to tell. She chose blue beads to represent the vast Kenyan sky, green for the lush savanna, and yellow for the warm African sun. She added a few red beads to symbolize the courage she felt in trying something new. As the days passed, Amani spent hours with Mama Zawadi, learning the art of Maasai beadwork. She learned about the different patterns, the different colors, the different stories they could tell. She also learned about the importance of patience, of perseverance, of embracing imperfections. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple, Amani finished her bracelet. It was simple, but it was hers. It was a story of her journey, of her connection to her grandmother, of her newfound appreciation for the beauty and culture of the Maasai people. She proudly presented the bracelet to Mama Zawadi. Mama Zawadi took it in her hands, examining it carefully. A smile spread across her face. "This is beautiful, Amani," she said. "You have told a wonderful story with your beads." Amani's heart swelled with pride. She realized that creativity wasn't about being perfect. It was about expressing yourself, about connecting with your heritage, about sharing your story with the world. And that night, as she drifted off to sleep, Amani dreamt of all the stories she would tell, all the colors she would explore, all the beauty she would create. She finally understood that her sketchbook wasn't the only place for her art. It was everywhere, waiting to be found. And she knew deep down that even if her art wasn't perfect, it was perfectly hers. Now close your eyes, little one. Imagine the warmth of the Kenyan sun on your face, the gentle breeze rustling through the acacia trees. Feel the smooth, cool texture of the beads in your hands, the quiet rhythm of creation. You too have stories to tell, colors to explore, beauty to create. And as you drift off to sleep, remember that creativity is a journey, not a destination. It is about patience, perseverance, and embracing the imperfections that make you unique. Good night.